Alright, in this video, I'm going to try to show you how I would take a part like this and go ahead and measure it and draw it up and take it into cam, and then everybody wanted to kind of see the machine making a part. And this isn't very big, but it's pretty intricate with a lot of different shapes and cuts that would have to go into it. So basically what I'm going to just start out with is get some basic, simple measurements off of it. It's a casting, so nothing's really straight. So the first thing I'll do is I'll line my casting up here between the two squares, and then I'll turn my caliper on, get my actual dimension for the the height, the width, and that's 3.730. So I go back to my drawing. Let me go back to my camera again here. And 3.730 by 2.490. So go ahead and draw a rectangle. Three point seven 30 by 2.490, and there's the overall block that this casting fits into. Alright, next thing I want to do is measure the actual bolt hole and see what they are. 0.240, I believe. .245. So we're gonna need 4 bolt holes. I'll just go ahead and put them on the screen. 0.245. All right. Since I know the bolt hole is .245, I can now measure between the bolt holes, between each bolt hole, and add that's 1.439, and I'll add 0.245 to that, and that's the center dimension for that one. So that, get my calculator on. 1.439 plus 0.245 equals, okay, the center hole distance on those two is 1.684. So we'll draw a line 1.684. .684, and then make sure it's straight up and down. And we need 2 bolt holes, so might as well make them all. So then I'm going to drop this one here, and this one here. Then I'm going to group this so I can move it together in the future. Okay, then I need to go crossways, which is basically the same thing, and that is 0.2993. I'm sorry, 2.993. I got to add 0.245 to get the center of the bolt holes, and that will be 2.993 993 plus 0.245 equals 3.238. Draw a line. 3.238. Make it 0. Drop a bolt hole on the end of each of that. And then hold down my control key and we'll just go ahead and group these three together. Okay. Line. Group. And then we want to drop this. Let me grab that again, see if we can see it line up. Okay. Drop that in the center. We don't know where the other one goes yet, but that sets it evenly in the center there the way it is on the casting. So the next I want to determine the distance of this bottom bolt hole to the bottom of the drawing. So go back to video here and you can see. I want to flip this over. I think this would just be easier to measure it here. We'll go to the top and subtract because it'll be easier to measure. So we'll go from here to the top. And I have 0.687 minus, it'll be half a bolt hole is 0.123. So clear is 0.687 minus 0.123 equals, okay, the distance the center of that hole is above the bottom of our box is 0.564, and that's the center of it. So we'll go draw a line. 0.564. Enter. Make it 270 degrees straight up and down. Move this out of the way. Drop this in the center location of down here and have it snap to the grid, and then line the center of this bottom one here with it and it snapped to the grid. Okay, now I can go ahead and delete this line off, ungroup this, delete that line off, ungroup this, delete the center line off. Alright, so I have my bolt holes now measured. And now I need to, looking at the box here, I have, looking at this straight on, I need to measure this outside dimension, which is 2.5 by 2.348. 2.5 by 2.348. So I need to draw another box. Two 2.5 by 2.348. hit enter. That goes all the way to the base and snaps to the center. Oh, I need to take the snap off here. Move this into, gonna need the snap. Okay, so what I do in a case like this is I'll make it shorter for right now. It's 2.348 tall. I'll write that down, and I just make it 2 inches tall just to help me. Then I'll put my snap to back on, move this back up, snap to the bottom, and then make it the right height again, 2.348. Sometimes the snap thing's nice, sometimes it isn't. All right. Now, I need to this steps. Let me go back to the camera. Okay, so what I've done now is determine this square box, this way and this way. So now I need to determine how wide. It's kind of hard to point how wide it is from here to here. All right, and draw those two lines down through here in a box that reaches the top to this point in the drawing. So I'll go back to my drawing. I'm sorry. Let's go back to the measuring. This is probably going to seem stupid when I do it, but when I view this. But let's go ahead here. That is points. Let's just say 0.7 by 2.270. 0.7 by 2.270. 0.7 2.270. All right, now this has to fit in the top up here. Okay. So now we've got this valley in this. So now I've got this valley in the center here, this section drawn out to the top. Of course, it doesn't have the curve or any of that in it, but I also have the ending point here of the casting to make this section. Now this original one broke, so some of this part's in here. I'm going to leave a little thicker. I knew how this fit before, and it's really thin on these edges here. So when I come to actually drawing this, things are going to get beefed up a little bit. This was a pot metal casting, so actually making it out of billet's going to strengthen it up quite a bit. And I have clearance underneath the valve cover for where this fits, so I'm going to make it a little stronger. Let's see how I want to draw it from here. I want to go the width of my circles. So where the actual pins go through, they're going to be 0.650. Should have switched back to the camera, show what I'm measuring. This overall width, I want to make a little larger, and I'm probably messing this up, but I'm going to make these 0.6. recheck that. 0.575. 0.575 by 2.325 long. 2.325. Alright, I'm going to need two of these. Alright, and these will set in right here. I think I need to change the height. 2.348 is what I want to make them. Like I say, it's kind of hard to measure at casting. 2.348. Alright, now this is going to give me, this one needs to move down. Now I have going to leave this like this for right now, and I need to draw a circle right here, coming up and meeting this top edge, and then I want to intersect all these lines. I first have to break up all the groups. Then I'm going to select all again, and there's probably another way to do this, but I don't know it. Then I'm going to say line, intersect, and I can start getting rid of some of the parts I don't need here. First part I don't need is this part. This part. I don't need this line anymore, and I don't need this line anymore. I'm going to select this line. I don't need it anymore. This line in here, this line here, this line here. Then I'm going to radius this edge. I really don't have to because the cutter would leave a radius there, but might as well do it. I'm going to select these lines, go line, corner, and put a 1/8 inch. I'll try an 1/8 inch there radius for that. Okay, now we've got that. That's this very top section here done. This part stays flat, so we're coming fine there. We need to go ahead and radius out, draw the circle here and come out, and draw the circle here and come out, and then we'll take a measurement from this point right here to the top on one side, and then match this angle on both sides. So hopefully you can see the video. I tried to get a bigger video display. This has been a lot of fun. So what we want to do here is go ahead and draw this circle. Same thing as, and then draw another circle on the other side. Then we want to, like I said, I'm going to take the measurement from the top here None of these are critical measurements. Like I say, this thing's a casting, so it's going to help if I turn on the caliper. I hate this thing. I have 0.34 down, so we can come here and we'll just draw a line. 0.34 coming down. It's going to be hard to see, but 0.34. Hit enter. I'm going to make a duplicate, copy it. We'll put another one over here on the opposite side. Now we're going to draw a line from here, coming into intersect the tangent. It's going to come in here to intersect. All right. Now I want to select the small line I use for measuring. You need to make sure you don't have lines on a line and leave them there. So I want to delete these, the two short ones. Okay, like that. Then at this point, I'm going to go back to the camera and show you. So I'm now down to the point of being. I'm sorry, I'm out of the picture. Now I'm down to the point of coming in to draw this section here. So what I want to do here is I'm going to measure from the base in here to this point. And like I say, this is not a really critical measurement because it is a casting. Only the bolt holes and where the height of the pins that hold the rocker arms off of the mounting surface are really accurate measurements. The rest of this is clearance for the rocker arms to go through. So right here I have nothing because I didn't zero my gauge. We'll try that again. That didn't look like a half inch. So we'll measure this, and that's 0.830. So I'm going to come in back to the drawing, and from this point right here in is 0.830. So how would I want to do this? I want to draw a box. Let me hit escape here. We're just going to try this real quick. 0.830. Hit enter. Let's set this in here. And that. Has to be wrong. So let me try this again. Oh, helps if I type it in the right spot. 0.830. Enter. Okay, that's a little better. All right, so I need this square to come in here, and it doesn't have to be exact, so I'm actually going to go outside and intersect there. Now I got them. I believe I'm intersected here. I'm going to hit Control D and duplicate that. I want to draw a line. I should have done this in the first place. I want to draw a line from right here to right here. If I can line this up, and I'll take this one over here. Like I say, it's a casting. Try to get it as close as possible. Okay, I've got that lined up and that line. All right. So now I've come back in with the straight part, and I need to here now I need to measure this part right here, and that's 0.460. So I'm gonna, hopefully I did that where you could see it. I'm measuring right here. This is the bottom, how it stands, and I'm measuring this right here, and that's 0.467. So we'll go back here. I want to measure this box, this line. So that is 0.575 by, I want 0.575 wide by 0.467. All right, this is that round lobe that sticks up, so I need to set that there. Hit Control D and duplicate it for the other side. This will all start making sense in a minute, hopefully. Gotta drop it right in here. All right. I need to measure the top one. I hope this isn't ridiculous switching back and forth between the camera, but now I'm measuring between the top one here, and it's the same thing, 0.663. So I'm just going to duplicate the bottom one and then make its height 0.663. Take these two. Make their height 0.663. And 0.663 to this one. This one. So we're going to put that over here. And put this over here. So now what I've got to do is intersect the lines and remove the parts I don't want. So I'm going to select everything again. First I'll say line, edit, select all, line, ungroup, which will ungroup everything, line, intersect, and I'll just start getting rid of the lines I don't need. And you gotta watch that you don't leave any small lines underlined. So I mean, that line there did not intersect, so I'm going to work on that again. I'm going to see what we got here. This line did not intersect. So let's go ahead and go Control, select everything in this area. I'm just going to select all this. Hang on just a second. We're going to go here. We're going to go line, intersect. So now let me try it. I still got a full line there. Let me see if I can get rid of these. Okay, got rid of that one. You take this one out. Take this one out. This one. I need this one to go. going to have to intersect these, so I'm going to hit Control, this, this, and this, and line, intersect again. I may have lines on top of lines, could be my problem here. Okay, so now I can take out this small piece, and I can take out this small piece. Let's see what I got here. I might delete this and put it back. Yeah, see that was a line on top of a line there. And if I'm looking right here, I see a line on top of a line. So this line can go. I'll just redraw this from here to here. This line can go. Oops. I have to intersect that, so we'll hit Control, pick these, and go line intersect again. Get rid of this inside part. Delete. I don't think these two are connected. I'm going to delete both of those. I see a gap there. You probably can't see on your screen, but I'm going to go ahead and take both the straight lines out and just replace it with one straight line. Alright, usually when you have a line on top of a line, you will you'll actually see a darker line. So let me see what I've got here. That's a line on a line. Here's a line on a line. I do not need this line. I will need that line, but that's okay. I'll redraw it. I've got the measurements now. So we're going to draw a line from here to here. Okay. I took out one line I didn't need, which was a mistake. Took out two lines I didn't need. I got to hit undo here a little bit. Hang on just a second. Got ahead of myself. Got to visualize this as I go, so. All right. Nope, still got another line. I got way ahead of myself. All right, I think I'm back where I should be now. I forgot that these two lobes stay intact. I don't want to take this line here out or this line here out. I don't want to take that line out. I want to take this one out. Go back to what I'm doing here. Control, pick that line, this line, and this line here, this line here, this line here, and this line here, and we'll intersect those. And we'll see if I can do this a little better this time. I need to take out this piece. Take out that piece. Take out that piece. This one. This one. Go ahead and delete this one. This back. That looks right for that. Okay. I'm going to select all of these. Do the same thing on the other side. So now I want to delete this line, this line. You can't see it, but there's a tiny dot down here I want to get rid of. Delete that. This line. This one. This one. That one did not intersect. So we'll undo that. Hold down my control key. Pick the lines that are attached to it. Click on line intersect. I'm sorry I'm not talking much. I'm concentrating. Alright, if you knew how difficult that is for me, you'd understand it. Okay, now I have, I'm going to click back to the camera. Now I need to put this small section in here in the drawing. And it is, turn the caliper back on. If you ever go to Harbor Freight and buy a cheap caliper, which that's what I buy, and they're silver instead of black, don't buy it. The silver ones don't have a memory, so when you turn them back on, they don't remember where they were. If it's a black one, they have a memory. Just totally different subject, but so we got an opening here that looks like, let's make it 1.225, and we already know the height of it. So go back to my drawing, and we should just be able to got a box here. Hang on. We'll just do the same thing on the other side. That didn't even need to measure it. Already had it. Okay. Select all this down here. Once again, go line intersect. Click on the screen. Delete all the lines you don't need. Okay. Go Got double lines up here. And I may have double lines here. That one I'm going to undo. See if I have a double line here. I have to undo that one. Oh, I see a dot right here. Yep. If you see that on your screen, you see that little bitty dot there? That will definitely give you a problem when you try to go to G code. So you kind of got to zoom in on your screen and look around. So I'm just going to redraw the line here. Oops. Let's hit escape and try to start that again. Let's redraw the line from here to here. And then we're good. Alright, I don't see any more double lines, so I'm going to control, hit these two. These two right there, and I want to put a 1/4 inch radius in there. So we're going to say line, corner, 0.250, hit enter. I got that one. Select this one and this one. If this doesn't do this, if this refuses to do this again, that's why I didn't do it. On the other side, I made this one continuous line. Here, I have a two-piece line. I didn't make it one continuous line. I need to delete that out. As you can see, there's no intersect there. So now we can select this line and delete it again. Alright, now I'd redraw this line. There wasn't room for the sections that I picked to actually put that radius in there. So now I can hit control, back up to the top, say line, corner with the 250, and it put it in. Okay, so now if we go back to the camera here, I don't know if you can see it, but we're pretty close to what it looks like so far. We've got to do some side drawings yet. Got some inside pockets in here to draw. But as far as the outside shape, I've got that drawn, and I'm going to stop with this video before something goes wrong and start up with another video after a little bit of, take a little rest, have a cup of coffee. That'll be it for this one.